Let's talk about some stuff that people are scared to talk about. Stuff that the media has propagated for years and years and years for you to believe blindly without second thought. Um, I'm just gonna dive in. Hope this video doesn't get taken down, and hope that you can. Hope I can open your eyes. And I want to make something clear. Everything that I'm gonna say could be fake. It is just my opinion. It is all hypothetical. Do your own research and find out what you want to believe in. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, first things first. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. This was actually, it's funny because growing up, I was like, yeah, breakfast is so important. I was always a big advocate for eating breakfast in the morning, right? And everyone around me was like, you got to eat in the morning. You got to make sure you fuel your body right for the day. And we never, thought twice about it. I mean, when I was a kid, obviously, why would I think twice about it? And I just aimlessly would eat, right? And let's look at, the breakfast stuff aside, let's look at what we ate in the morning. Cereal, bread, Nutella, seed oils, sugars. Interesting, hey? But this whole idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day was actually a lie invented by cereal companies and pushed by the media, which we're going to get into in a minute, of why they pushed this in the first place, to increase the sales of cereal because they weren't making enough money. Do your own research. But, this is crazy. It was a lie invented by cereal companies so they can make more money by making people believe that they should eat breakfast in the morning. And so somehow people trust so blindly that they were convinced that letting our body go away from its natural state in the morning, natural state of detoxing, because that's what your body's doing. Your body's detoxing, your body is fasting, and eating the second you wake up, it's just ruining your system. Your body has so much stuff going on inside, and you're just flushing it with a bunch of food. Let alone the food you're putting in there is highly, syrups and sugars, and trans fats, saturated fats, and just a bunch of harmful, unnatural chemicals. If you go read the label of even just any of normal breakfast foods, go look at Nutella, look at all the seed oils in there that promote a bunch of inflation and block so many things inside your body. Go read some of the stuff on your cereal boxes and look up what some of the ingredients are, and you'll be baffled. And the craziest part about it is, due to some of the regulations at the FDA, and this is speaking just for America, companies can get away with saying natural flavors and artificial flavors, and they use that word as an umbrella that encapsulates thousands of harmful chemicals, but it's under the umbrella of natural or artificial flavors, and therefore they don't have to disclose it. It's much like makeup and these self-care products, where people think that they're doing their body good, but really what they're actually doing is just spreading a bunch of heavy metals all over their face, and we'll dive into this a bit more in a little bit, but it is, here. So makeup, most makeup products on the shelves today are toxic cocktails. Plain and simple. You've got endo, I can't even say these words because what the fuck, what is this stuff? Endocrine disruptors, carcinogens, heavy metals, stuff in any other context have warning labels slapped over it, but because it's hidden under the term beauty, it slips right past all the scrutiny. Why? Well, the FDA doesn't regulate cosmetics the way they regulate food, and so companies can get away with thousands of chemicals without ever proving they're ever safe, because they don't need to test it for long-term effects. They don't need to disclose anything. It's just a regulatory Wild West. They can do whatever they want. Then there's pH phthalates, parabens, formethyllides, releasers, so PFAs. These are just forever chemicals, right? And so they're linked to hormone disruption, reproductive issues, allergies, neurological problems, even cancer. And the industry knows this stuff, but because they make a bunch of money, who cares, right? And then there's fragrance. Go look at your cologne right now, or even don't even go look at your cologne. Go look at any of the products you use on yourself. Go look at your what's it called? Pit stick, right? Make sure there's no aluminum first off, and then go look for everything else. And one of them, go look in your soaps, go look in whatever kind of lotion you put on. Look for something called fragrance. People think fragrance, innocent word, right? Innocent word. But companies can just say fragrance on label, but really what they can do is hide hundreds of undisclosed chemicals protected under trade secrets. So you could literally be smearing neurotoxins or allergens all over your face, all over your body without ever knowing, because it's hidden under the trade secret term, well, fragrance. But it's normal, right? We don't ever think to question this stuff. It's crazy. Anyways, go back to the breakfast stuff. So yeah, like forcing food in your body kills natural fat burning, fasting, and this spikes insulin right out the gate for your entire day. That's why most people are so groggy, they're so foggy. One of my favorite things to do in the morning is not eat. Right now I haven't eaten. I've been up for about 3 hours now. I still haven't eaten. Yes, my body is trying to tell me it's hungry, but it's lying. It's lying. The only reason why it's doing that is because it's so used to eating in the morning. Even though I don't ever eat breakfast, it's still trying to tell me, hey, we should eat. And fundamentally, the term breakfast, if you break it up, what the word actually means is breaking your fast. So in theory, you could eat your first meal at 2 p.m. and that would be considered breakfast because that's breaking your fast. But people have just you could literally eat at 5 p.m. and that would be considered breakfast. Now, if you told someone I'm eating breakfast at 5 p.m., they would think you're weird because we have, for some reason, correlated breakfast with morning. But that's not true. That literally isn't breakfast. Breakfast is when you break your fast. And sure, most people do it in the morning. But I find it so weird that we've come to a place where people have decided, hey, if you eat later in the day, that's not considered breakfast. When breakfast is breaking your fast, it doesn't matter what time you eat it at. That doesn't matter. It matters when you're breaking the fast. Another weird thing, right? That we think breakfast has to be a morning food. It's not. Okay, it's not. And actually fueling your body from the get-go is ruining so many of the natural things your body is trying to do. And you're just saying, take all this. Screw you, body. Screw what you want to do. Take this and digest all the shit, harmful food I'm giving you. Okay, it's ridiculous. Another common thing is sitting 8 hours a day. Now, deep down, we all kind of know this. Like, okay, yeah, it's bad to sit here. I'm sitting and saying this, right? But this is just like modern slavery. Right? Back in the day, we were out hunting, building, moving. Sitting destroys your posture, ruins testosterone, and causes metabolic dysfunction. So office work is just a padded version, like a polite version of a padded cell. But they've made us believe that this is normal and we should all sit. I wonder why. We'll talk about hidden agendas. Screen time. Look at the glass I'm wearing now. Right? These are blue light blockers to not have all this blue light. The blue light really, especially at nighttime, really messes with your circadian rhythm. It strains your eyes. Really just bad for you, right? No one is getting natural light. I don't know if you can see all these windows over here, but I have a bunch of natural light coming in so my body can regulate itself by understanding what's going on outside. Back in the day, way back, we didn't have lights, right? People would only have the sun when it was up and not when it wasn't. Simple as that. And therefore, their body was in a good rhythm. It's a blue light, dopamine burnout, overstimulation. It's literally just digital cocaine, digital heroin, digital whatever. That's all it is, right? You're mentally exhausted, yet physically untouched. Weak body, weaker mind. Think about this for a second. If you right now sat on your phone for 8 hours, okay, would you feel energetic or tired? Tired. How is that possible? You've been laying down for 8 hours straight. How is it possible to feel tired and exhausted after just being on your phone? Because of all the dopamine hits, right? Because of all the overstimulation. It's literally frying your brain. Like it's metaphorically frying your brain. Like imagine if you put your brain on the fucking frying pan. Like that's what it's doing to your brain. It's literally frying it, shocking it. Okay, But yeah, it's normal, right? We think it's normal to be on our phone. Why? Well, everyone else does it. What? All right. Anyways, next one: popping pills for everything. Headache pill, sad pill, can't sleep pill, allergies pill, depressed pill. Whatever problem you have, take a pill, it'll fix it, right? Right? Take a pill and it'll fix it, right? Like, let's just think about that. Any problem you ever have, take a pill that'll fix it. That's like getting shot in the face and being like, oh, here, take this Band-Aid. It'll make it better. Like, what? Okay, sure, you may stop a tiny, minuscule amount of bleeding. Not even to mention what's in these pills. Like, what's in these pills? What makes them work? Well, it's got to be some sort of artificial chemicals that are man-made. Okay, because if they weren't man-made, then we would just say, hey, eat an apple and your headache could go away. And so we've artificially created these things that go in your body and then alter the way your body works. And we wonder why there's so many men with such low sperm counts. There's so many women with such vast amounts of problems. right? We wonder why there's so many people that are so depressed, that are so confused. I wonder why, right? Most people treat the symptom, not the cause. And let's just think of this from a business perspective. Pharma, big pharma, all these hospitals, drug companies, etc. Let me make it clear. They are a company. They are a business. Their goal is to make more money, right? And in the health space, you make more money by keeping your customers. Think about that. And the reason why this really hits for me is way back, I had a buddy who was depressed. He was diagnosed with depression, whatever. He'd been depressed for 5 years. I hung around him, and all of a sudden, a few months later, I was depressed. And I went on these pills. And after a month, I realized it was fucking bullshit. And so I went off them and never looked back. And I became the happiest version I ever have. But I remember asking him, hey, do you feel any better? He's like, no. He's like, but I have to take the pills. I'm like, what do you mean you have to? He's like, otherwise I'll feel even worse. Perfect business model. Congratulations, Big Pharma. You've done it. You've done it. Right? You've done it. You've made the perfect business model. It's ridiculous when you think about that. And think about a hospital. A hospital, imagine if you compared a hospital and you took out all the hospital type things, right? The beds and all the staff, etc., and you compared that building to a hotel. What would you notice? They're the same. Hospitals are just hotels. And what do hotels want you to do? They want you to book. They want you to stay. What do hospitals want you to do? They want you to book. They want you to come. They want you to stay. Why? Because they make more money. Interesting. Okay. We kind of already talked about this, but using toxic personal healthcare products, whatever, right? Toothpaste, deodorant, shampoos, right? This is all loaded with, once again, the stupid word, endocrines. Endocrines? How do you say this word? I have no idea. Endocrine. Couldn't be bothered because I don't fucking like this stuff, right? But endocrine and whatever, endocrine disruptors. They're basically just smearing carcinogens all over your skin and calling it self-care. So you're basically rubbing in stuff that will promote cancer and being like, oh, it's healthcare. It's self-care. But at least I smell good, right? At least you smell good. Next one is bread, cereal, seed oils. Go right now, grab any product in your pantry, and I can almost promise you it'll have some sort of seed oil, which is canola, soybean, etc. Okay? And people don't know this, but they are literally just poison, and they're highly inflammatory. As a matter of fact, back in, I think it was 2011, the USA national basketball team hired this nutritional expert, and she came in, and the team was playing terrible. They weren't happy. They weren't doing good. She came in and did one thing. All she did was took out all seed oils out of their diet. That's it. That's all she did, is took out every single seed oil out of all their diets. And I believe they went on to win the entire tournaments and yada, yada, yada. Right? Coincidence? I think not. Okay, seed oils are literally poison. And most processed foods aren't made to actually nourish you. They're made to keep you hungry, so you go back and eat them again. So you go back to the store and keep buying them. Right? Even think of a Gatorade. Not to mention, for context, Gatorade, the way that the Gatorade mixture is made is it's boiled. Right? That's what gives that a really smooth, good consistency. You ever made Gatorade by yourself and it was kind of not smooth? There's stuff at the bottom, and you wonder why when you buy it from the store it's so perfect, because they boil it. And so what that does, it makes it all blend together better, and they boil it, and they get this boiling hot water, and they pour it into these plastic things. And these plastic things have a bunch of BPAs and stuff all on them. And so this Gatorade that you're drinking from the bottle just has not to mention how bad the Gatorade is, how much salt is in there, etc., to make you drink more and keep you thirsty. But the Gatorade inside has so many harmful chemicals and plastics, neuroplastics in there that it's absorbed from the container, from the bottle it's in, because the boiling water burned it off. Yet no one talks about this stuff. Okay. Next one's drinking tap water. Tap water is filled with microplastics, fluoride, pharmaceutical runoff, and chlorine, and even heavy metals and stuff like that from sitting inside these pipes for such a long period of time. So while you think you're hydrating, you're really drinking a chemical cocktail and calling it safe. So a water filter, reverse osmosis, those kind of things. And don't drink bottled water, just as bad. except now you're getting all the plastics and stuff in it too. Okay. Already kind of talked about this, but constant artificial lighting, right, destroys your circadian rhythm. People nowadays, there's people who I know who never see the sun. They don't see the sunrise. They don't see the sunset. They just live in LED lit prisons. And you can wonder what that does for your body when it doesn't know what the fuck's going on, right? Which ties into this, going to bed late and sleeping in the trash. We now think that night owls are normal, right? But night owls are just a modern invention, right? Deep sleep, and there is your body's circadian rhythm also will make you understand when to go into deep sleep, etc. And so if you're trying to go to bed, if you ever have tried to sleep during the day, you'll notice you probably don't sleep as well as you do at night. There's a reason for that, your circadian rhythm. And deep sleep is where testosterone and growth hormones spike. So you miss out on that. Not only are you depleting your testosterone, you age faster, think slower, feel weaker, etc. Okay. Next one, funny enough, if you notice, I have earplugs in right now, which is kind of weird even though I'm talking and making a video. Listening to music or noise 24/7. People in this day and age cannot be alone. They cannot be in silence. They're addicted to distraction. Silence literally terrifies people now. Want to see this in real life? Go somewhere where there's a line. And you'll notice everyone in line is either on the phone, listening to music with their earbuds in, or talking to someone else, or on their phone playing a game or scrolling Instagram. No one is just standing there because people are terrified. They're so scared to just be alone in isolation. It freaks them out. And this is also why we have such a lack of creativity. This also comes from schools, which we can touch on, but no silence equals no thinking equals no breakthroughs equals no creativity. Okay. Some other things is obviously this is pretty obvious, binge drinking every weekend. Socially accepted, but it's just slow suicide. Kills your gut, brain, testosterone, decision making, yet it's called fun. Interesting. Wearing tight clothes, which is weird because this doesn't seem like, wearing tight clothes can't be a big deal. Cuts off circulation or overheats the groin, messes with hormones. Okay. Interesting. You wonder why so many gay guys wear skinny jeans. Just pointing it out. Okay. Just pointing it out. Some more stuff that is also here. You know what? I want to get deep. Let's talk about LGBTQ. Okay. I'm all for respecting individual rights. If you want to be gay, if you want to be trans, you do you. Okay? You go do that in your own home, and you go sit there by yourself in the home that you pay for, and you do what you want to do, and you talk about what you want to talk. Fair enough. Okay? But weaponizing sexuality and identity to confuse, divide, and indoctrinate, that's not okay. That's not okay with me. And that's what's happening, right? The LGBTQ movement started as a fight for freedom, right? But the agenda that hijacked it is now a tool for cultural destabilization. Okay? Kids are being taught gender ideology in kindergarten. That's not inclusion. That's ideological grooming. Think about that for a second. Kids who are 4, 5, 6, 7 years old are being taught gender ideology. That's not inclusion. Would you let a kid go get a tattoo when he's 5? Would you let a kid go to the bar? No. Why? Because they're not old enough to understand. Their brain is so young. It's so impressionable. And that's why they go after the little kids. They know it's harder to change an 80-year-old mind about LGBTQ, but it's easier to change a little kid's mind because the kid doesn't know any better. Kids learn from the stuff around them. They're so impressionable. They're so young. It's literally ideological grooming. Okay? Teen girls are being put on testosterone and double mastectomies before their brains are even fully developed. That's not liberation. It's medical experimentation. Your brain isn't even fully developed. How can you comprehend a decision that's going to change your life? Would you let a girl get married at 10? No, because she understands what marriage truly means and how that can impact her life. Right? The same with getting a tattoo. The same with these long-term commitments that have long-term effects. Yet we'll let them get mastectomies. We'll let them go on testosterone. We'll let them go on hormone disruptors. That stuff lasts in eternity and they don't even know what they're doing. But somehow that's okay? No. Okay? Drag shows for children. Like, I thought that sexualized performances in front of kids would be called predatory behavior. Unless it's rainbow themed. Then it's teaching? Then it's what? Then it's somehow good because like it's rainbow themed. So we could have 50-year-old men show up to a school in a fucking banana hammock and a bunch of makeup on and tell these kids that they should explore what they're not, and that just because you have a dick doesn't mean you're a guy, and they should rethink that you have no right. Like, not only is that grooming, not only is that predatory behavior, that's not your place to do that. Like, school nowadays, school isn't even school. Like, modern schooling is just indoctrination with a side of memorization. It kills creativity, enforces obedience, and punishes individuality. They train kids to be employees, not leaders, not thinkers, not builders. And you can go look up, what's his name? I forget his name, but the guy that started the U.S. school board. He was even famous for saying, I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. And people just let that go over the head. Oh no, school's good. People must go to school. Why? Why do children actually have to go to school? Because they learn skills. What skills does a child actually learn from going to school? People are on their phones now that you don't even learn socialization anymore. What do they actually learn? They learn how to listen. And not in a good way. They learn how to be obedient. They learn how to be slaves. Okay? There's so much more stuff we could talk about, like the mass experimentation through food, medical stuff, and air, right? Chemical trails? No, we just call it geoengineering, right? Processed foods with estrogenic compound seed oils and fake meats. They're trying to feminize and pacify you, especially men. But they'll do all this while calling it nutrition, right? It's interesting. And then there's one more thing I'll touch on, which is BlackRock. Okay, BlackRock, Vanguard, and the Silent Empire. You know, people think, oh, they're just big investment firms. They're not. They're literally the world owners. BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street control over $20 trillion in assets combined. Just go look at how much money is in, or even sum up how much money every stock is worth, just to get an idea of how much money that is and how much they really do control. And they do this through interlocking ownership. They control almost every major corporation, right? Big pharma, big food, big tech, media, military contracts, you name it. If you go look at the shareholders, because they should be publicly listed of each company, you'll be able to see that BlackRock and Vanguard, because they post their investments, hold a good portion of every big company out there, right? And so if you ever wondered why Pfizer, Google, CNN, Nestle, Meta, whatever, all push the same narratives. Have you ever wondered why every news channel, despite the fact they're all different, all push the same narratives, all say the same things? You ever seen those videos? It's because they're owned by the same people. They're all owned by the same people at the top, right? You don't see them on Forbes, right? They're not on Forbes. They're not on YouTube making videos. No, here's how I made $1 trillion. No, they operate in the shadows. They're the ones that fund the wars, manipulate the markets, control elections, push cultural narratives, and then just call it sustainability or ESG scores, right? This isn't even capitalism. This is just corporate, malicious, I don't even know. It's ridiculous. Okay. Once again, this is just my humble opinion. I'm not saying any of this is true. Just my own thoughts. Do your own research, right? For all you know, everything I said could just be entirely fake. Okay. So yeah, listen and take this at your own peril, right? This could be mistakes. Check your important info. Simple as that. So yeah. But I wanted to share this. It's something I'm very passionate about, which is how messed up this world is, and how blind people are to it. People just trust and follow blindly, right? Think of everything that you believe and ask yourself, why do I believe that? You could even question, Why do I believe that meat is good, or why do I believe meat is bad? And go figure it out. You'll be astonished. You'll be amused by what you find. So, yeah, I hope this video doesn't get taken down. And I hope I can just open, like, even if one person watches this and opens your eyes, then this has been worth it. But I will never stop posting content like this. I feel like God has put me here to share this message and help people out.